Welcome to the results show for the national championship. Wow, what a day. Man, I was following it all day, as much as I could when my battery was working. That's a long story in itself, but I was looking at some of these matchups, man. It was phenomenal. And I mean, I enjoyed the broadcast. Thank you, Matt, for doing the broadcast for us, man. It was great. And I'm going to be honest with you. These camera angles and stuff that I saw today it's just spectacular. I mean, just watching, these guys fish and, man, it was great. I enjoyed it, man. I really did it. And I understand we have a new GOAT trophy and everything else and all this other stuff going. It was crazy. It was crazy, man, but it was fun, fun to follow. And I'm just going to go ahead and get right into the results. Those of you guys missed it today, man, but it was fun. It was fun to see, man. So let's just go ahead and get ready to results here. Here we go. Boom. The first matchup out of the box. We knew this was going to be a very close matchup. I think I called Derek Brundle by 3 inches or 4 inches. And lo and behold, guess what happened? There he goes. Lo and behold, Derek Brundle takes out Blake Power by 3.75 inches. It was an awesome match. And to talk about his matchup with Mr. Derek Brundle is our very own Blake Power, man. What's up, man?
How we doing?
Dude, great job today, man. I mean, I know that you lost, but man, dude, what a comeback! And I mean, you went up above ahead of Derek, and the Derek was scrambling, and I mean, dude, he resulted to voodoo to try to beat you, man, and it worked.
Yeah, I mean, had he not found that trophy in the water, I think it might have went differently.
I agree. I there's got to be some kind of KBF rules against statues and like luck charms and stuff like that. I mean, that's got to be like an inept object. I mean, if I were you, you have 24 hours to appeal, and I would appeal. Find something with KBF, man, because that's got to be against the rules.
Yeah, man. It was a fun day. It was, it was blowing. It got up to about 30-mile-an-hour winds today. It was crazy.
You called it. You called it, man. You said that they were coming, and they did. They did come.
And this morning was pretty slow. I had one pretty decent one on when I was on camera, and it threw the hook.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
I don't really know how big it was. It was decent, and then it was pretty slow. I think I had a 13, and then I made the change to the other lake, and found one spot and stacked up 4 or 5 fish pretty quick, and I was feeling good. Took the lead from old Brundle for a while there,
dude. I mean, but that no leave safe, but you had to have, knowing the fact that you overcame a pretty high obstacle, took the lead, man. I mean,
yeah, it felt good. It felt good. I knew it was never going to hold up. I knew I needed more, but man, just came up that short. I did catch. When I made my switch back to the first lake, I was thinking that I could go fish some of them windy banks again that were getting pounded, and it'd take a lot of casts, but I could catch a nice fish. And I did catch fish when I went back over there.
Yeah.
I just didn't have the length, so it is what it is.
Blake, can you do everybody a favor and explain, this format, what is so addicting by this format? Because, dude, you've gone through, you've won, right? You were a bracket champion, and then you come into the championship, and the battle that you had today, man, 1v1. I mean, there's really nothing like it in fishing. I mean, there's a lot of naysayers about it, but man, dude, I enjoyed watching it. Just this slugfest between the two of you, mano a mano, man. I enjoyed watching this battle all day long. What did it feel like being in it, and let people know what it's like to fish in something like this?
Well, first of all, the bracket setup there's nothing like it. Fishing one-on-one, and you either gotta win or you're out. I mean, that setup alone, that mindset. I got to win, otherwise I'm gone. It's something. And then when you're fishing your own water and the other guy's fishing his own water, it adds a whole new element to it.
Sure does.
People say, light conditions are this and that and da-da-da. But, that's another element to the bracket. You never know what your conditions are compared to theirs. You really got to roll with the changes.
Yep.
There's so much going on in your head in one of these brackets, and it's just so much fun. And you get paired up with some of the, I fished against Derek Brundle today, 1-on-1. I mean, you know what I mean?
That's not a bad thing. You know what I mean? And you held your own, man. And there's a lot of messages, a lot of fans for Derek, of course. But man, I think people, saw you fish, and man, you got to tip their hat to you, man. You gave him all he had, man.
Yeah, the caliber of anglers that you get to fish against on here, just that alone is awesome.
Yeah.
And then you guys, what else can you fish where, they broadcast you live and heck, I mean, we were streaming on every platform across the world, it seemed like today,
Absolutely.
And it's just cool.
It is cool, man. It is. It's just, I mean, dude, as I said, like watching you guys fish, compared to when we started, way back when, but watching you guys fish, and seeing your camera angles and seeing, we were able to see the action, watching yourself and Derek and John and Mike, and just watching, you guys do your thing, man. I think it was so fun, man. I mean, it really was. It was so, and again, it wasn't like lull in action. You guys were catching fish all the way through all out the day, man. It was great.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting, especially when and you can see the boards and I don't pay attention to them a whole lot, but you do kind of look or whatever. I had some buddies sending me, oh, you're down this much or you're up this much, throughout the day, and it's just like obviously you're trying to focus just on your next fish. And that's in the back of your mind the whole time. It's just exciting.
But people are watching, dude. They could see it now. Like they can see you work. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yep. Well, hello, little Blake.
He's got a few years before he's in a bracket.
That's awesome. But yeah, I mean, like you said, there's now that people can get invested in what you're doing because they can see it. They can watch the scoreboards. Not only watch the scoreboards, but see you do it and sweat it out with you, and it was really, really cool. Guys, those who don't know, Blake Power is a superstar on TikTok. This guy right here. I mean, I think it's Blake Power 1776 or something like that. Is that right?
Yeah, that's it.
And this guy is like, I mean, he's a star, dude. I mean,
I don't know
he's got quite a following on TikTok. Go check him out.
It's fun.
Loves promoting America, man. He stands for the right things. So it's good stuff, man. But yeah, I mean, but Blake, I hate to see you go, man. I mean, but you said, man, this is the national championship, and man, you just got ousted by a great angler at the the last.
Hats off to Derek. I got a lot of respect for Mr. Brundle there, and he pulled it out basically last minute today, so that's pretty cool.
It's got to stink from your end, man.
It kind of stinks on my side, but
it's
I'm looking forward to watching the rest of the bracket. I can sit back and watch it now, so I think he's going up against old Blackbeard next week. That'll be a fun one to watch.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's gonna be so much fun, man. Trust me. But like you said, man. I mean, look. Robert Brown threw a 24 on the board against me today, man, and beat me. So I had a 6-pounder the last hour, man, and she shook me off, man. So I feel your pain, bro. I mean, I feel your pain. You know what I mean? It's just like you're just so close, right?
Yep.
But it is what it is, man. But dude, congratulations, man, on the work that you do, and man, and I enjoyed today, man. I mean, take it and run with it, man. I know it's a loss, but. Man, it was just a great battle. And,
I'll be back.
I'm sure you will. And I'm sure Derek wants all that sauce. You know what I mean? Every bit of that sauce. So, well, good job, dude. We're going to go through the rest of the board, man. Thanks for coming on tonight, man.
Yep.
Take care. All right, that's Mr. Blake Power. Let's go ahead and go through the rest of the leaderboard, guys. That was fun to watch, man. Again, great battle. Congratulations, Derek Brundle, for a great victory. And again, I think it's a little shady about that little goat. I think Blake has a little I don't know. It's got to be a little something that we got to do about that goat, man. So speaking of the GOAT, there he is right there. Matt Linseman. What's up, dude?
How you doing, Greg?
Man, thanks for coming on tonight, dude. Thanks. I mean, you had a busy day, dude. You're on air all day long. I enjoyed it, man. I tried to watch as much as I could. If the battery was holding, man. But dude, I was watching some of the playback on my 3-hour ride home, and it was good action today, bro.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, we had a midday lull.
Yep.
Hope everybody got through it, and like as you were just saying that, it really shows the work they put in grinding through that, and an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours without a bite. People are seeing that, and it's a lot to work through as an angler.
It is. I find it interesting that Blake made the moves. He made 3 moves today, man. On the lake that he started, another lake, then came back, and then I mean that all kind of just gets through your head. I mean, like you said, you have to bring your best stuff, but trying to time all that, I think it's tough. You know what I mean? Perfectly. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think everybody out there today brought their best stuff. I mean, they worked hard for what they got, but there was some great footage from earlier, and we saw a couple nice fish getting caught. So
yeah, like I said, I was very impressed with the camera angles and all that stuff. But let's go ahead and let's go through this leaderboard, man. Derek Brundle again beats Blake Power. Joel Spear you know what? Joel came on really to put up 83.75 today. He put up a lot of that work in the last hour, man. Define those upgrades.
Mm-hmm.
Scott fishes tomorrow, man. That's the number he's got to beat. And I'll be honest with you, man. That's a good number. I mean, that's a good number. I don't know how Texas is going to fish tomorrow, man. But Joel coming up with those upgrades, Matt. I think it's going to be tough to beat, man.
It will be, but I told Scott I'll give him a chance to be on camera tomorrow, and
there you go.
We'll give him a little FaceTime.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, good job, Joel, man. 83.75 today, and again, those upgrades late, man, really showed his ability to get him in. 25-mile wins, kicked my tail today. Oh, I believe it, Joel. I mean, I believe it, man. But dude, to power through that and put up that kind of number, man, my hat's off to you, man. Honest to God. Especially catching those late, man. That could very well bring you on to the next round. Next matchup, man. Matt Vogt just is all over Mike Elrick. We had Mike on today, but Matt is going to be so tough to beat, especially where he's at now. He's in Guntersville next week, man. So he's going to have a matchup against his opponent. I think it's Daniel Glenny, if I'm not mistaken. I have to look and see, but no, it's not Daniel Glenny. It is Danny Gann. Danny Gann. He's taking on Danny Gann, and I think he's going to Guntersville, where Danny has the advantage to stay at home. So I cannot wait to that matchup, man. It's gonna be interesting.
Oh yeah, that should be hopefully be a high numbers matchup on that one.
Oh, well, Matt is just a solid, consistent angler everywhere he goes, and you put him on Seminole. Very tough. Very tough. But congratulations, Matt. He moves on. He beats Mike Elrick. Mike was on today. I had some good footage with him today.
Yeah.
So, look, if the guys don't know who Mike Elrick is, he's the owner of the KFL team Bay State Attack. And some really good footage, Matt, of him fishing today. So I'm looking forward to it, man, to see him fish throughout the summertime.
Yeah, and it was really cool having them hang with us throughout the day.
Yeah, for sure.
It really was.
For sure. All right, next matchup, man, is now look, man, this matchup was ridiculous.
Man.
I thought both these guys were going to be in the 90s. I really did. But Wilton Rogerson, 96 inches to Bob Brisky's 89.25. Now, Bob wrote me a message, and he was pretty upset about how his performance was today. But, dude, anybody's performance is going to be disappointing when you put up 96 against you, man. Wilton Rogerson is a sleeper in this bracket, and he's out of North Carolina. And I'm telling you, he's putting up bags, dude. I mean,
Yeah, that was a fun one to watch because they were on fire right from the get-go this morning.
Wow.
Both of them had fish when we came on.
Right.
And they never stopped. They all day long.
Well, Wilton Rogerson is going to be facing next week Curtis Yakulevich, and that is going to be a fun matchup. Curtis is, I believe, with the Southern Slayers, if I'm not mistaken, but that's going to be a great matchup to watch these guys go at it, man. This is going to be a heavy hitters thing. I don't know if Curtis is going to be at Gunnersville or not, but if he's not, he gets to fix local waters, and it's going to be. I mean, you can see right there, man, what Wilton's putting down. I mean, he's been doing it consistently every single time on KBBT. He's been in the 90s. It's been incredible.
Oh, yeah.
Solid, man. No, and it's no matter what and when. I mean, it's just awesome. The next matchup, man, this was so fun, Matt.
Oh, man.
This was fun. You had John Fox and Preston Griner, great friends, right? And Texas, Preston went down to Texas from Oklahoma to go fish against John Fox. Preston actually wrote me a message and said, as soon as I knew I had picked John Fox, I started packing my bags. You know what I mean? It was awesome. He's like, I'm going to Texas. And, man, you know what, dude? Here's the deal. I know Preston lost today, but, dude, Preston has never put up 93, I don't think, in this tournament or in this bracket. And for him to put up 93.25 inches, I hate to tell you, man, that is going to be a solid momentum getter for him moving on for the KFL. And his confidence is going to build, man. Preston, I know you lost, man, but, dude, my hat's off to you. 93 in 30-mile-an-hour, 25-mile-an-hour winds, dude. Dude, my hat's off to you. 100%.
Even John was rooting for him.
Yeah. Well, let's get John Fox on and talk about it, man. John, dude, what is up, my friend? Great job today, man.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, dude. Best of friends going against Preston. When you saw the bracket come out, man, talk to me, man. You're like, oh no, here we go, man. Like I taught this kid. It's like, the young sensei is going against the student, man.
Yeah. He messaged me immediately and he's like, dude, really?
John, I have to tell you, man, I really enjoyed watching you today, man. Fish. I think your camera angle, like, you get it, man. Like,
yeah.
Here's the deal. Like, if I was a sponsor for Feel Free, and I saw your jersey and saw the Feel Free logo down your jersey, watching you fish, catching fish today, dude, I would not be any happier. I mean, it was great camera angles, great work. You caught fish. You did a great job today, man. Again, congratulations on the win. You're moving on. But, dude, more importantly, the entertainment you brought, awesome. Awesome.
I tried.
Yeah. It was good, man. It was solid. Really was.
You did so awesome today, John. I mean, you not only catching multiple fish, but just talking on camera, talking about the day and your opponent and other opponents. And, it was great, great having you on.
Yeah. Well, Preston says, I've never hit 90 before. I learned a lot today. Awesome. You know what I mean? Like, that's what this is all about. I mean, if you lose and learn, okay. I mean, it's going to help you in the future, man. But like I said, man, Preston, my hat's off to you, bro. You gave John a scare, man. I mean, what were you John, let's go over your day, man. I mean, seeing Preston put up those bigs on the board, man, matching your bigs to bigs, man. What were you thinking?
I started my day, throwing a frog because I love throwing that frog. And I think I went 0 for 3 with my very first 3, and they were all 18-inch plus fish.
Right.
And I throw up on this mat, and a big old explosion. I set the hook, and it was a 12.5-inch fish.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And then I fished my frog for a while, and I just noticed there was no really action on the bank. So I picked my chatterbait up and my crankbait, and I caught that 22. And then I think it was 5 minutes later, I mean, it was like back to back almost. I caught that 21, and then I had 2 14s, and then I was just like stuck. And I upgraded a couple times with the 15s, and then after I got the 15s and I had the big ones, then I started score watching because I just couldn't help it. And I seen that Preston had 90, and I had 91.5 at that time.
Right.
I was like, man. Well, rumor is there's a lake going on at Tender Rock right now for punching, and you're pushing out some big ones.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been there, so I was like, you know what? It's like 11:30. I'm gonna try it.
Time to make the move. Exactly. Yep.
I text Sherman and them, and Sherman's like, dude, if they're not biting, man, you got to get out of there. Normally, I grind it out. I'll go 2, 3, 4 hours throwing that crankbait or doing something, and then all of a sudden they'll just turn on. But yeah, with him being as close as he was, I needed some bigger fish. And I went to that lake, and I was there about an hour, and my gut was just like, dude, get out of here. This is not where you need to be.
Yeah.
So I packed back up, went back to the lake I was in, and started cranking. And then I went live, and I ended up catching a 17 3/4. I caught an 18 and something. That lake, they turn on at a certain time, and I was hoping they did. And then when they did, I ended up upgrading them too, and I needed them.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, and you, as I said, you had to make that decision because Preston, like, literally was pressing you to make a decision that you normally don't have to make, or that you normally don't make. You know what I mean? And so that's what was. I mean, it just, that's what this competition does, John. It brings the best out of you. You know, when you have to make that decision. And I mean, if Preston put up 80 inches, you would have sat there and rotted all day. You know, but that competition. I mean, you were feeling it. And again, my hat's off to Preston, man. And you for a great show today, dude. I mean, look, both of you put up 90. Unfortunately, one of you has to go home, and it's Preston, man, but you're moving on. And, you know, you're used to this, John, moving on through these brackets, man.
Yeah, but real quick about Preston, you made that guy switch lakes twice.
Right. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm sure the shack over at Tender Rock was loving you, bro.
Yeah, he wasn't happy when I came back. He kind of looked at me. He's like, really, dude? I'm like, man, I promise, man. I said, I promise.
Yeah. Yeah, that's hilarious, man. But
no, Preston did real good, man. I'm proud of him. He's learned a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, man, like if I was him, I mean, even though I took the L, putting up that kind of number in those conditions, I think that is going to help his team with Oklahoma Outlaws more so than anything else this summer. I'm telling you, it's going to help them. Yep. It really is. It's going to be fun to watch. Watch this kid grow. You know what I mean? Watch this guy really grow through this as an angler. This again, everybody needs that, like, that point that it's like this breakthrough aha moment. I think that's what it is for him. So, and again, kudos to you, John, for putting him in that position, man. I mean, you know, you didn't hold light on the kid, man. You just absolutely just decided to, you know, smack him around a little bit early, and then he comes back. I
am not going to sugarcoat nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, next week, man.
And send you on your way.
That's right. Well, John, you got Lisa Washington next week, man. Another person from Texas, man. You got 2 back-to-back Texas matchups, and I hope Lisa learned a little bit from what Preston did today, man. And maybe they be talking. I don't know, man. But you got to bring your A game next week too, man, because you know she can put up some bigs too, man.
Well, all we can do is fish, and at the end of the day, whoever's got more wins.
That's right, man. See what happens.
I am not talking crap, because when I do, I lose.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, I love it, man. Well, John, look, man, I want to thank you and Matt both for the great coverage today, man. I mean, I enjoyed watching it, man. I mean, I was fixated on what you were doing and your camera angles, and again, you know, it was just awesome. It was awesome to watch.
More tweaking to do with the camera thing, but because they overheat, so at work, and I made this aluminum, like a case looking thing, and I got like Velcro on it right now because, like I said, I like literally made it on Friday at work.
Right.
And I stuck it on the back of it, and it kept the sun from getting on it.
Right.
So I got a little bit of tweaking to do with that and with the power cable because my phone ended up dying. So
yeah,
I got little odds and ends to work out in it, but it'll get better.
It's a good start, man. It really is. It's a good start, man. So I was very happy to see that, man. But John, congratulations, man. We'll see you next week, bro.
All right, brother.
Thanks, man.
Bye.
That's John Fox moving on there, man. Another guy moving on. Here we go. Mr. Matt Conant, 85.75. No stranger to moving on in the bracket either. He was unopposed by Russ Kennedy, who's at Eufaula. And I have to tell you, Matt, Eufaula was an absolute disaster today. It was a disaster.
Yeah, we were checking the scores every so often, and yeah, it was it looked pretty rough.
115 anglers either had one fish or skunked.
Yeah.
That is unbelievable. I mean, it's just I was talking to several anglers, and they're like, "I'll never want to come back here again." And this is the worst lake in the country. I'm like, no, I know a couple of lakes that are, believe it or not, a lot worse than that. So, but yeah, I mean, but but I tell you, man, if you were the unfortunate one to be fishing like Russ was over at out Eufaula, man. That's a tough draw, man. I mean, I don't care, but you know what? Matt did his job, put up 85 inches, and I mean, I don't know if Russ had that at Eufaula. I'm not sure. He could have, but he's moving on, man. And Matt Conant is going to be moving on. Let's see who I think Matt Conant is taking on. Let me see who Matt's taking on here next week.
And he held that lead. He had that lead, I would say, by about 11 or 12 o'clock today. So he went the rest of the day just not connecting. So
yeah. Well, I mean, sometimes you got to save your stuff.
Yeah.
So Matt Conant, listen to this matchup. Matt Conant takes on Bobby Big Gun Morin. Wow, dude. What a matchup. What a matchup. Matt Conant and Bobby Big Gun Morin. Bobby's coming out of retirement, and he's facing right out of the chute Matt Conant.
I don't know. Don't sleep on Bobby.
No.
I mean, the dude's had amazing finishes in the past.
Yes, he has. Yeah.
The dude can catch the large fish. So.
Sure. 100%, man. It's going to be fun to watch, man.
Oh,
It's going to be Mass versus Florida. I think Bobby's going down to Florida. But, yeah, we're going to see, man. It's going to be fun to watch. Get Bobby on air. And let's go. Bobby's there. Florida bound. Matt says, let's go, Bobby. Oh, man, this is going to be fun. This is going to be so good. But, man, Matt, thank you again today, dude.
Yeah.
Again, let me kind of show the scoreboard here once again, guys. I'll put the full bracket up. I want to respect the matchup still with Joel Spear and Scott Robertson. As soon as that's done, I'll put the full bracket up of the winners for this week. But as you can see, Derek Brundle's moving on. He's taking on Steve O'Brien. And then we're still awaiting the Scott Robertson, Joel Spear matchup. That winner takes on Daniel Glennie. Matt Vaught beats Mike Elrick. He takes on Danny Gann. And then Wilton Rogerson takes on Curtis Yakovlevich. And Curtis, by the way, messaged. He said he's fishing out of Seminole, the same area that, or same lake that Matt fished today. So that's going to be, that's going to be a solid matchup. See if he has enough firepower to beat Wilton. And then John Fox is going to take on Alicia Washington, and Matt Conant's going to take on Bobby Big Gun Morin. And there's other matchups, guys, I want to go over for next week too. Let's see. We've got myself. I'm taking on Tim Gurley, and I'm going to be on Gunnersville. And also Sean Hunt makes his championship debut. He's taking on Dwayne Dwyer. And I believe Dwayne might be at Gunnersville as well. But man, how fun.
The question is, are you going to pre-fish?
That's a great question, man. I'm going down Wednesday. And the answer is yes. I'm going to pre-fish. Because here's the deal. You don't go to Guntersville not to go fishing. You know what I mean? You don't go to Guntersville not to go fishing. So I'm going to go fishing. And I hear Guntersville is down quite a bit, and it's not fishing real well. So that's going to be great.
You'll be all right.
Yeah.
That is a fun fishery.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see. I'll have to get some tips from my boy Matt. Says don't do it. I'll have to get some tips from my boy Matt, because last time Matt Conant went on Guntersville, guess what he did? He won the Triple Crown. He won the national championship.
Oh yeah.
You know, so I have to get a little tips from him. Russ Kennedy says, "Congrats, Matt. Man, sorry, Russ, dude. Sorry about your day, man. Man, that's brutal, dude. I hate to see that, man. Especially when these guys were on fish all week long at Eufaula, and to see that kind of come down, man. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate it, man. That was fun today, going against my boy Robert. And Matt says I might have a spot. I think you have a spot or two. He might have a spot or two. But anyway, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great. I fish where it's at. I fish where it's at. Yeah. No, I hear you, man. I hear you, dude. All right, guys, we're out of here. Next week, man. I'll post the winners and the new bracket tomorrow once it's finalized. And man, what a good day. What a good day, man, of good fishing. A lot of fun. Matt, thanks again for stepping up and doing the broadcast, man. I enjoyed watching it. And man, we get to do this all over again next week.
Yeah, and like I said, I told Scott I'd be on for a bit tomorrow to give him some coverage. So
right on.
It'll probably be a little bit later in the morning.
Sounds good to me, man.
I'll shoot you a message in the morning, Scott.
All right. Very good. Well, guys, we're out of here. Thanks for joining us tonight, man. Congratulations to the winners, and see you next week. Take care.